What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Arnold Telagaarta here, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is definitely inspired by Gus Kenworthy, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is, but just in case you guys don't, he is the first openly gay action sports athlete. He is a US freestyle skier, and Head & Shoulders is partnering up with him as part of the Olympic Winter Games in Pyeongchang. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but they are partnering up with him for the Shoulder of Greatness campaign. And the Shoulder of Greatness campaign highlights the things that people carry on their shoulders: pride, pressure, expectations, and it gives them the confidence to achieve greatness. Before he came out, Gus was dealing with a lot of internal pressure, and it wasn't until he made the decision to come out that he was able to lift that weight off of his shoulder and for him to be his true self, which caused him to perform at his best. And I have nothing but respect for him because I am the biggest cheerleader for anyone who decides to live their life as their full self, and I'm super happy for him that he got that weight lifted off of his shoulders, because I'm sure that was a very hard thing to do. And even though a lot of us can't fully relate to what Gus was feeling, I know that a lot of us have our own version of pressure that we carry on our shoulders from time to time. By the way, right now I'm in my first home. I'm in Jakarta. This is where I grew up. This is where I was born. This place is so beautiful. I love everything about it, from the culture to the food to the people. It's super amazing, and I'm just super proud to be from here. But to be honest with you guys, that wasn't always the case. There was a time where being from Indonesia actually caused me a lot of sadness and pain. So for some of you that don't know, I was born here in Jakarta, Indonesia, and I lived here for the first 7 years of my life. And when I was 7, my whole family, myself, moved to Fresno, California. We moved to the United States, and when we finally got there, it was the biggest culture shock that I've ever experienced, because Jakarta, our city, is very it's very busy. Our lifestyle is very fast-paced, and when we moved to Fresno, it was so different from what I knew. It was the desert, the weather was different, and to top it off, I went to a Christian private school where I was basically the only Asian in the class. The transition for me was pretty rough, because at the time I spoke pretty much little to no English. The majority of my classmates were white, and at that time they weren't exposed to a lot of culture. So, you know, lunchtime, everyone had their lunch sacks with their sandwiches and their chips, and I'm there sitting with a Tupperware full of rice and just like Asian food, and automatically, just like that, I became the weird kid in the class. It was rough because every day it was non-stop bullying. They would go out of their way to make me feel like I was different and that I wasn't like them. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that really got to me at the time, and I felt a lot of pressure to change who I was. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be just like them. So I remember going home, like telling my mom, I don't want Indonesian food for lunch. You gotta pack me like you know, like a lunch sack with like string cheese and like what is it, Lunchables, so I can fit in with these kids, even though, to be honest, my lunch was way more bomb. But at the time I didn't care. I just wanted to like fit in and just be like them, even if it meant changing who I was as a person and my culture. And the pressure that I felt to change caused me to lose the part about me that made me different. And that's where I came from. You know, I'm ashamed to say it now, but at the time, I didn't want to be labeled as Indonesian because, you know, again, in my class, that was looked down upon. I just didn't want to be teased anymore. I just didn't want to be labeled in my class as that weird kid. I didn't want to stand out. But as time went by, you know, even at that age, I realized that wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth sacrificing who I was as a person and you know, sacrificing that part of me that made me different just to please people that I didn't really care about. So it came to the point where I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna be me unapologetically. I'm gonna bring Indonesian food to the class. I don't care if people make fun of me for it. I don't care if people thought I was weird. I'm just gonna do me because that's what made me happy. And surprisingly, when I had that mentality, I guess my confidence showed, and I guess I gave off that vibe where, you know, like I didn't care if people teased me, and eventually they just stopped teasing me and I guess they felt that since their words weren't affecting me anymore, they felt like it wasn't worth it. And that's when I learned that the best way to live your life is to be your full self, because at the end of the day, you gotta take care of you. You gotta do what it takes to make you happy. And as long as you're doing right by the world and you're not hurting anyone, you gotta live your life the way you want to live it. And that's why I'm super honored to be part of this Shoulder of Greatness campaign with Head & Shoulders. I worked with Head & Shoulders many times in the past, and not only that, Head & Shoulders has been taking care of my hair and my scalp ever since I was a kid. And I feel like they're family, as weird as it sounds, because they've been taking care of me for a while. That's not creepy, right? But I love that they're doing the Shoulder of Greatness campaign, because it reminds us that no matter what pressure we're feeling, no matter what expectations we're dealing with, we all have the confidence within us to overcome it. And for me, it was embracing who I was as a person and embracing my culture, because my culture definitely helped molded me into the person that I am today. And now I'm here back in my first home in Jakarta. I'm here with my beautiful wife, Heart. We're celebrating our honeymoon. We're having our 1-year anniversary here, and it was such an awesome feeling because on this trip, I actually got to visit the house that I grew up in, and it was so surreal because my parents kept the house exactly how it was. Nothing literally changed. Like, all my baby pictures are still there, all my toys were still in the same exact position. I had that home cooked Indonesian cooking that I haven't had in a while, and it was amazing. It was so great, and I'm so thankful to be here. And I feel now as an adult, I even appreciate the culture more. Everyone here is just so genuinely nice without being fake. Everyone says hi, everyone greets you with a smile, and it's one of the most coolest feeling in the world. And I'm just super proud to be Indonesian. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to thank Head & Shoulders again for partnering with me for this video. So I'll link down all their stuff down in the description box down below. Thank you for letting me feel safe to open up with you guys about this stuff. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Arnie Army. I upload videos every week. And until then, I'll see you next time. And cut.
Wake up in the morning, fresh next to my bay, feeling my reflection, man, crush Monday. Got my swag on, yeah, you know me. Snapping IGOOT day. Sun on my face, got me feeling so blessed. Rolling on my ride, summertime in a vest. No shirt on, tattoos on my chest. Been waiting all week, TGIF.